Well, good morning, everyone. My name's Adrienne Bradshaw, and we are here at the Friday educational session. And in April, there were 5 Fridays, so we have today is our bonus educational session.
Yay!
And this is all brought to you by Parkinson's Pointe. Our leader is Meredith Lowe, and I'm just here to basically host the Zoom meeting and take attendance at the end of the meeting and just help things move along a little bit. So I'd like to welcome Kimberly Wren. She is our presenter today. And before we get started, I'd like to advertise the fact that today is National Adopt a Shelter Pet Day. It is also National Oatmeal Cookie Day.
Oh,
and, and on a very serious note, it is also Hairball Awareness Day. If you have a cat, you know exactly what I mean.
Well, thank goodness.
So if you're thinking about adopting a pet, please consider a shelter pet. They are very rewarding to adopt. And I think this is a good point. I'd like to introduce you by reading the biography that you sent to Meredith. And so here we are. Kimberly Wren moved here with her family from South Louisiana in 2000. She and her husband honeymooned here in Colorado and both loved it so much they decided to make this their home. Before diagnosed with early onset Parkinson's disease in 2011, at the young age of 41, Kimberly was a preschool teacher for years. And unfortunately, soon after being diagnosed, she had to step down from the job that she loved so much to focus on her health. We all know where that is. Over the years, dressing herself became more and more challenging. Desperately wanting to keep her independence and frustrated by the inability to find anything on the market to help her, she decided to start her own line of stylishly designed undergarments that are uniquely created to make dressing easier and give people the ability to hold on to their dignity and independence and defy what limits them. What a wonderful mission statement. Kimberly, can I turn it over to you? Maybe talk about what you loved here in Colorado that made you move here. Was it the climate or?
Absolutely. Yes, my husband and I moved here, like you said, 20 years ago, a little over 20 years ago. And when we had honeymooned here, we absolutely loved it. We both had come here when we were children on vacations with our family. And we both just kind of had it in the back of our minds that this was a place that we would really like to live. And when we first got married, my husband's job was laying off like 1,500 people. And they were trying to decide, you know, if they could maybe relocate people. And so we literally got out a big map of the US and we scratched off, you know, the places we knew we did not want to go. And then we kind of both honed in on Colorado, and both of us said separately, wow, I've always wanted to live in the mountains. And yeah, we came here on our honeymoon and went all over the place and just absolutely loved it. And then 6 months later, my husband came out and tried to get a job and unfortunately wasn't successful. And he was so disappointed. But he came home and he totally changed career fields. And 5 years later, he got a phone call and here we are.
All right.
So I want to, first of all, I just want to thank you for letting me join you. And I'm nervous, so I just appreciate your grace, and I'm thankful that this is the safe space, and I realize that. And I'm glad you all have Parkinson's, so you know what I'm dealing with.
Yep.
My things, when I'm nervous, I cry, and it drives me insane. But so if I cry through this whole thing, it's not because I'm sad. It's just that's how my body reacts.
We all have been there.
Thank
And
you.
you know, we all are really thankful that you're blessing us with your energy and your ideas. I mean, this is just amazing.
Well,
Let me just interject one thing, Kimberly. I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew that this session is being recorded for the
Okay.
benefit of our Parkinson's Point participants that who cannot meet with us today. It's only the third session that we're recording, so we're kind of new at it. But it's all for getting the word out there and spreading it to people who can't make it at 10:30 on Friday morning.
Right.
So we welcome the people who are viewing it online. And with that, let's turn it back to Kimberly. And we're real interested in those characters back there. Do they have names or anything?
No, but I need to. I really need to. I've been
That's a
thinking
good
about that.
idea. I
Right.
like that.
I've actually been thinking about that, but I'm not quite sure yet. So first, I just want to give you a little bit of background. So as you heard, I was diagnosed when I was 41 years old, and that came as a huge shock and surprise to us. Actually, we thought I had a brain tumor, just because a friend of ours who was about my age had just passed away from a brain tumor, and we had a lot of the same symptoms. And so when I went to my doctor to find out, what was going on, we were dumbfounded when he said Parkinson's, because that was nowhere on our radar.
Yeah.
But anyway, so for the first several years, first few years rather, I did okay. But then a few years ago, it started to become difficult for me to get dressed by myself, and I hated having to depend on my husband all the time just to help me to do these basic things. And it had also gotten to the point that it was becoming uncomfortable publicly, because say we're at a restaurant and I'm with my girlfriends, or we're at a table of just all of our friends, and I go to the bathroom, I would be gone 20 minutes a lot of times, because it would take me so long just to get my balance and to be able to pull my undergarments down and my pants down and everything back up. And when you're gone that long, it just raises curiosity. And I would have people come and check on me. And like I said, it was just embarrassing. And I hated how everybody constantly had to wait on me everywhere I went to do anything, because I was so slow. And it had gotten to the point that I was also afraid that I'm going to start having accidents in public. And that wasn't okay with me either. And so I decided I'm going to start looking and try to find something. And I looked and looked and looked on the internet, and there was nothing. I mean, I typed it in every which way you can imagine. I typed in people with Parkinson's underwear, or underwear for people with Parkinson's, underwear for people who need help pulling their underwear up. Just every which way I could imagine for hours, and I couldn't find anything. My specific issue was having the dexterity with my hands to be able to grasp the undergarments and to be able to pull them up. As you know, people with Parkinson's have have dexterity issues, and certain movements are more difficult. And that particular movement for me was hard. And just getting a grasp of it, my hands just wouldn't work. And then when you add my balance issues, it just put it into a whole nother level. And so anyway, like I said, I searched online and I could not find anything for my specific issues. And then there was one thing that came up, and it was horrible. And it wasn't even something that was really even for what I was looking for. I will show you. It actually was more for someone who is bedridden. And so I wanted something that I could grasp and help pull my panties up. And so I found these. And I want to see them.
Lovely.
And they have these little dangly tabs. And so I saw the tabs and I'm like, well, maybe that'll work. But this is why I say they're not for us. Because, okay, so this is obviously for somebody who's bedridden, because the caretaker is going to slide this under their hind end and Velcro. And the Velcro, the tabs are merely just to help the caretaker to pull them off. Because I mean, obviously, think about it. If you are standing there, are you going to have your drawers all wide open like that and try to fix them? So
No.
Yeah. So this is obviously not really even what it was designed for. But when I saw these, I was so upset because to me, they just unattractive, unflattering. To me, they're institutional, and with the Velcro, I'd say geriatric. And I felt like everybody else on the market, everybody else in the world has so many choices, and yet we had none. I mean, not one, not even one. And I didn't think that was right, and it just made me mad. I felt like Parkinson's had taken so much away from me already. It had taken my job that I loved. It took away my ability to cook, and because I had to quit cooking because we were afraid I'm going to pull the pots and pans down on me at that point before I changed my diet.
Yeah.
It had taken my freedom to be able to go out with my friends. It had taken my face. I mean, because your face muscles change and just everything. And I'm like, I refuse to let it take one more thing. I wanted to feel pretty, and I wanted to feel confident, and I wanted to feel like me. And I didn't want to feel broken.
It was the last straw.
It was. And I called my mom and I'm like, will you help me make me a pair? Because at that time, I didn't have a sewing machine. And she's like, well, what do you have in mind? I'm like, I think if we do this and this and this. And she's like, well, the next time you come down, bring me your stuff and your ideas and we'll play with it and figure it out. And so that's what we did. I am very, very passionate about the fact that I don't think it is fair or right that this whole demographic of disabled people have pretty much been excluded from the fashion industry.
Right.
It is so highly overlooked, and I don't think it's right. I don't think that just because you have a disease or a disability of any sort that you should have to give up your sense of style and just be thankful for less. I feel
Kimberly,
like,
do you think that your products will benefit people with other disability?
absolutely,
issues?
absolutely. I believe that these products will help anyone, period, that has issues with range of motion. If you have difficulty pulling up your undergarments for whatever reason, whether it is a disease, whether it is a disability, you're struggling, you're recovering from a surgery, or it's just arthritis, or honestly, pregnant women that have difficulty getting around their belly, anybody who has problems pulling up their underwear for whatever reason, I believe these can help them.
I know a woman with one arm who might really benefit from your products.
Wow.
My most previous beta tester actually had a stroke, and she has one arm that doesn't work. And her testimony, she was telling me about the different, first of all, she put on a bra for the first time by herself in a year and a half.
Wow.
Yeah, and she was able to dress herself, her underwear and her bra, and for the first time in a year and a half. She has been having to depend on her husband and her son. And I mean, who wants to have their teenage son have to dress them? I mean, we want our privacy, our dignity. You know, I didn't want my friends to come and help me as much as I appreciated it. I didn't want that. And as much as I appreciated my husband doing that, I want to care for myself.
I bet you have some really innovative products for us to look at.
I really do. I have a lot to share with you. So,
And Kimmy, I have to interject too, because the feedback that I've been getting too is that many ladies love their style. And so, yes, it does help them functionally, but they have pretty garments. They have pretty, not, geriatric, gigantic, these are very stylish and they love that because they don't feel they have that option either.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I was saying. I don't think you should have to give up your sense of style just because you have a problem with getting dressed.
Yeah.
And I think that this market has been vastly overlooked. I remember back in the day when maternity clothes and plus size clothes were not in Walmart.
Right.
Were not in Target and places like that. And now they are. I believe that clothing for adaptive clothing should be mainstream, just like the plus size market and just like the maternity market. Why should we have to go look online and only buy in one of these stores? Why isn't it mainstream? Now, I mean, I realize a lot of companies are doing much better when it comes to starting to reach out to the adaptive market, but not enough.
No.
So, but yes, I will show you my garments. First of all, I guess I'll go ahead and start off with I want to start off with the men's. At this point, I only have one design for the men. And, men just aren't as picky and fussy about pretty stuff.
Yes.
So I've kind of taken the attributes of a couple of the women's designs for the men. So with the men, this is the one. Now it is offered in boxers or briefs. And oh my gosh, I forgot to grab one to show you up close. But basically it has these good, strong, sturdy grips that are by this on the front hips and the back hips. And so you can put your hand in there at any point and wrap your arm around and pull it up, or your hand around. And then it also has these finger pulls. So you can stick your thumb in or your fingers in, and those are going to be here on your front hips, and then on the side and on the back hips on both sides. And so this is the only design that we have for the men. But again, like I said, it comes in boxers or briefs, and we do them all the way from small to 2XL. And then the first design for the women is this one. Can y'all see this?
Yeah.
And I'm going to show you one up close. Here we go. All right, so here it is. And so it has a strap that goes all the way around the garment itself. And you can place your hand, again, it's tacked down in several spots. It's tacked down about every 5 inches. And so you can put your hand in at any point and pull them up. Now, my beta tester that had the stroke, one of her hands did not work. And so this was easy for her because she could just reach over at any point and pull it up. Now, design number 2 is this one. And it has these finger pulls. And I will show you another one. Oh, here we are. All right, so here's one up close. They're super cute.
Oh,
I don't know if you can see, but they have the little ruffle.
yeah,
And they have the little, the finger pulls. And so
yeah.
stick your fingers in. Now, as I'm getting feedback from the beta testers, that gives me more information to be able to know how to better alter these. And so we're still playing with the designs. Like Michelle, was it you that had requested a wider loop?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, because she was saying that it was hard for her fingers to bend, and that it wouldn't it like hurt your finger or something?
Right. I couldn't get it in far enough before it hurt my fingers. So I felt like if it was bigger, then maybe I could get 2 fingers in,
Sure.
or at least the one without hurting myself.
Yeah, and see, for me, I like to be able to bend my finger like that, but she
Right.
couldn't. This was troublesome for her. So this is some of the information that I'm looking for from a beta tester, and so just so you know, I am currently needing still. I am looking for six more women for beta testers and 7 men. And all I'm looking for is for you. What would happen? I will send you the garments, and for the women, they get 8 garments. Women get 2 of each design of the 1 through 3, and then the last 2, 2, 3, 6. Then the last 2, I give you 1 of each,
One.
because it was a modification. And I send these to you totally free of charge. And all I want is for you to agree to wear them for 2 weeks and give me your feedback. And I have a questionnaire that you just fill out and let me know what works and what doesn't, and what you like and what you don't like. And what the purpose of this is, once I get all this information back, then I can decide which of these designs work best, what can I blend together, what needs to just stand on its own, what doesn't work at all. And so then I can go, I can know what better to bring to the market. And we're going to be looking for a seamstress that does pattern making. Now, currently, all these are prototypes. They are not necessarily professionally finished. I have some seamstresses who are helping me, and Michelle is one of them who has started helping me. But just know that these are not the finished product. These are not professionally finished, so you're going to see some, minor flaws and details. What I'm looking for your input on is the function, is the overall design concept, not necessarily the professionalism of this exact finish. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kimberly, do you have an idea of what kind of materials, what fabrics you'll be using, or is it case by case?
No, I really like what I have these made of. So right now what I'm doing is taking these off just off the shelf at Walmart. And I can tell you, these are the Warner's brand panties, and I picked them specifically for a reason. I picked them specifically because they have a nice wide band. I'll show you. So, okay. So, let me pick a different one. Here, get it. All right. So they have a nice wide band that lets me attach the elastic, whether whatever kind of elastic we put on, but it's like a good 2 inches, and so that gives me the proper amount of space for the elastic going around, or the finger pulls, or whatever, and it doesn't mess up and change the look of the rest of the panty, like down below. Does that make sense?
Or the fit.
Yeah, because if it didn't have this separate little section, then it's going to like tug and pull in weird ways. And so I like this. And then the fabric itself, it's like a poly silk blend or something. But the fact that it is silky and slick makes it also easier to pull up your clothes. On cotton undergarments, they snag and they catch on your
Right.
clothes, and it makes it harder. And so this makes it all slick and smooth and easy to pull up. And so that is the reason we do that. And also, just so you know, because I'm taking these basically just off the shelf, my color choices and things like that are strictly limited to what is available. Like
Okay.
what I can go get. They come in certain colors. Now I am excited because they are starting to come out with more colors, spring colors. And so I'm getting to play. But if, say, so you volunteered to beta test, I will give you what I already have in stock, and then whatever I don't have in stock, I will be happy to make it as much as I can to your likes. Like I had one lady who absolutely loved red, and she's like, give me as much red as you can. And then I had another lady who's like, I don't want any red at all. And she wanted very plain and muted styles, and so I will do my best to work with you. I just can't promise you anything specific, other than you will get 2 of the first 3 designs, and then one of the last 2, one of each of the last 2.
Now, one thing I wanted to mention too, though, Kimmy, is my mom is 80 and she's in real good health. She also has a lot of allergies. And one of the worst problems she has is with her undergarments with the elastic. So even if that waistband of those Warner's garments was just elastic and it was wide, it would be a problem because the elastic rubs her
Right.
and causes a rash. The Warners don't. That's
Yeah, because on the inside, it's double lined and it has the
it's very easy on the skin. So that has helped my mom.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good to know. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I have Liz Easterly was one of my beta testers, and Michelle Gutierrez. Liz, can you give a little testimony of what you thought about the product? Oh, I can't hear you. I don't hear you.
Hang on a second. Maybe I can help. Liz, in the bottom left of your screen, can you see a red microphone?
It's a white microphone with a red line, diagonal line.
Are you getting a red one?
There you go.
Am I unmuted now?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey.
Hey, nice
Hi,
to
Liz.
hear you.
Hi, everyone.
Good to see you.
So, Kimberly sent me several pairs of the underwear, and they worked so well for me. They were like life-changing. First of all, anybody who's struggled with yanking up their underwear in a public place while they're balancing on one leg,
Ugh.
relate. And it just tasks that were impossible for me before became possible.
Wonderful.
And it was life-changing. And I also have a laundry service that takes once a week, takes my laundry, and just realizing that I'd been giving them all these ratty old pairs of underwear before.
Oh, that's so funny.
So it makes you feel special and good to have these garments that work for you instead of against you?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can tell your face is just radiant.
Yeah.
Michelle, would you like to share a little bit of what your thoughts were?
I would. So my name's Michelle Gutierrez. I was young onset as well. I was diagnosed in 2016. I was 49. So again, flattened, and then as things progressed, I was just like Liz, it was like, blink your left eye and hold your right leg up and, try and get things down before you just pee all over yourself, sorry to be blunt, but
Right.
that was my biggest fear. I don't care where I was, is I wanted to get there in time,
Right.
but I'd get there in time and I couldn't function fast enough. So, yes, I have a very loving husband. He helped me. My mom helps me. My friends help me. And not in a bad way. I don't want that help. I want my independence as long as I can have it.
Absolutely.
And the other thing that I loved, and I know Kimmy mentioned a lot of the functional aspects, the slick fabric, the loops, all of that. I've always been one of those lazy, I wasn't real big on, frilly and pretty bras and garments and stuff. I'm a typical whitey tidy type of, or I guess you call them whitey granny or whatever. When I saw hers, I said, those are pretty. I want them. And then I decided to sign up to be a beta tester, and I brought him home, or well, Kimmy mailed him to me. I showed him to my husband. He said the same thing. He said, they're so pretty. They're so much prettier than your others. And that's not me, but I am now. I love the colors. I love the ribbon, the lace. So I'm kind of, I'm walking down the street and feeling good. And then I'll go into my Parkinson's physical therapy and I'll talk to the physical therapist and I'll say, oh, I have to tell you about this DEFY wear. And I'll hang down my pants and show her.
That's
I'm like,
awesome.
sorry, TMI, but I really want people to see this. So, she's going to forward on some information too, but that part of it is what I loved, is I felt fashionable again, not Parkinson's fashionable. I felt fashionable.
Come on. Absolutely. I agree. Thank you very much. I think the way that they're designed, a lot of them, they don't look adapted. You know what I'm saying? They still just look like normal undergarments. And like you, that's part of what I liked about them. So I will go ahead and show you design number 3. Okay, so design number 3 is this one, if you can see
Okay.
it. And it has a good wide band that is just on the front hips and the back hips. It's partial. It doesn't go all the way around like the other one. And so
Okay.
some of my examples that I have that I will be happy to show you. And so I don't know if you can see.
Oh, that's pretty.
And so this has a pretty band. And so it's plenty big enough for you to stick your hand in and stick your hand around again on the front and the back. And I like to create, and so I come up with all kinds of different ones. And so this one has a little bit of sparkle. I don't know if you can see the sparkle in the elastic.
I can now, yeah.
But this is more subtle because not everybody wants crazy bright drawers. Then we have this one.
Oh, yeah. Kimmy, I feel the need to mention too that the elastic that Kimmy uses, if any of you are sewers, it's slick. Okay. It's called fold over elastic, I guess technically, but it's slick. So it's not going to stick on you like the regular elastic.
Yeah. And like I said, we also offer them in briefs. And so this is your brief.
Uh-huh.
And this is a hipster. And like I said, I will try to decorate them per se as much as I can to your likes and whatever and taste, but I can't always guarantee it. Just like there's a handful of them that have a high cut. If they have a high cut, I'll be happy to give that to you. make that as an option. But unfortunately, not all of the sizes have them in the high cut, so I can't
Okay.
promise you that.
Okay.
And
So
then, go ahead.
Kim, we've got about 10 minutes left,
Okay.
and I wondered if there was any upper garments that you wanted to share with us.
Yes, but can I finish on you just my last couple designs so I can show you all of them?
Certainly.
All right, and so then the next design is actually going to be this one. I didn't have enough mannequins, so I will show you this and grab this one. All right, and so here is this one, and so this one has a diamond pattern that goes all the way around.
Oh, that's pretty.
Nice. Yeah.
And what you can do is stick your finger in any place at all, any spot, and help pull them up. And so that helps. Maybe this one will be easier for you to see. So you can literally just stick your thumb through or your finger through at any place around the whole band. And so
Yeah.
they just look cute. And honestly, these, because it goes all the way around, it kind of gives you a little like
Tummy tuck.
Yes,
almost.
do a little tummy control.
Okay.
And then the last design is this one. It's number 5. I lost one. So it's the one with X's. And so I have them plain like this, or I also have a little decorative attribute. I lost my drawers. I don't know how on earth I lost them. That's crazy. Oh well, I have some cuter ones like this one right here. It has just some decorative ribbon on either side. I can't believe where I just grabbed them a second ago.
Oh, and I just
Here it is. Here's one.
ones.
So like,
There you go.
so I don't know. Can you see?
Yeah.
So and so it has it on the front and the back, and then on both hips. So again, you can just stick your finger in at any point, separate or together, and help pull them up.
Nice.
And like I said, if you want something a little more neutral, you can do this. Now, some of them also we're kind of modifying and putting a couple different designs together. But again, we're just kind of playing with them. Those aren't really ready yet. And you had asked about the bra. So I have gotten more amazing feedback from these bras. It has been amazing because people with their shoulders, it hurts for them to try to do, and they don't have the dexterity to reach behind their back and try to maneuver the little tiny eye hooks.
Right.
So what I've done, I have 2 different bras. So one is a regular bra that I have taken and just literally cut the middle front part out, and I put a big hook.
Oh, that's awesome.
But it just makes it so much easier to hook.
Yep.
And this way you still have your back that you can adjust the size. Because I don't know about you, but after I wear a bra for a little bit, it stretches out. And this, having the adjuster strap in the back, gives me the ability to still modify the size.
Okay.
And yet still have the convenience of a large front closing bra. I had to learn and kind of play with these on how to modify them correctly so the cups are in the right way. I think with Liz, I think hers weren't in the right place at first. So I'm still kind of testing them. I think what I have figured out is if I do one size down, from what size you actually wear, then that makes up for the extra space that is given from the hooks.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So then that makes up for it and puts the cups where they're actually supposed to go. The other one is a regular tea bag, and it, but I don't personally like it quite as well because it does not have the ability to adjust the size as
Oh, yeah.
stretched out. So, oh, there it is. But again, just so you can get a better view of the size hook, because I couldn't see the tiny little hooks on the regular bra.
No. Yeah,
And
that's the
this-
trouble I had too.
Yeah, and this is so much easier because it's
Yeah.
a lot bigger. Now, all of my designs, except for the bra, are patent pending. We have filed patents on all the designs, but the bra, I was told we couldn't. So,
Oh,
yeah, just because it's too close to what's already on the market, to where my undergarments are not. So, fingers crossed. Hopefully, we'll get the patent.
I would argue that point, but they're not asking me.
Now, real quick, anybody have any questions?
I have one. I would like to know what the process is for getting your information out. You know, do you have a flyer? I have several of my doctors that would like a flyer or something, or a contact or business card, because they'd like to get involved, or they'd like to put the posters or something in their office.
Absolutely. Yes, I have a flyer and I have a business card, and I will be happy to mail them out to you. I also have a digital link that I can give you. So if you wanted to, post it on Facebook or whatever, that you
Awesome.
can do it. And I had wanted to get my a screen to show you my phone number, but unfortunately we weren't able to get that going. So
Okay.
I will be happy just to tell anyone my phone number. If you like me, you want to
Yes.
write it down. All right. 720
Mhm.
739
Mhm.
0094.
Okay.
And my email is Kimberly Wren at Comcast. No, I'm so sorry. Kimberly Wren at mydefywear.com. And so our website is www.mydefywear.com.
Is it WEAR?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And the reason why I chose DefyWear is because I was determined to defy the things that limit me. And
I like that.
that's so much more than just your body or your clothing or whatever. It is mental, it is emotional, but I just wanted to get into the place that, dang it, I am not going to let things hold me back. I was going to take control of my life. You know, there's so much in this world that we can't control, but there's a lot more that we can, that we don't realize. So that's why we called it DefyWear. And DefyWear is designs engineered for you. So the acronym of DEFY is designs engineered for you to make dressing easier.